up, guys? This is Nick from 7 Watts. We're going to do a quick teardown of the new Elite Series 2 controller, and we've got the Series 1 Elite controller, and we could do them side by side. So right off the bat, we've got this zipper case. The vinyl on here is it's different. It's kind of tighter. It's nicer. The box on the Series 2 is just a smidge bigger than on the Series 1. If we look at them side by side, just, I don't know, a couple millimeters, eighth of an inch bigger. So that's going on. The real question is this going to be totally different internals than the S controller, the Generation 3 controller? This is the regular Elite controller is a second generation controller. It's got the headphone jack. The first generation controller had no headphone jack. The second generation controller here has no Bluetooth radio. The third generation has the native Bluetooth radio. So this one comes with a Bluetooth radio, but the internal microchip, the internal PCB might be completely different. So we'll see. So right off the bat, as we look in here, you can see we've got paired, swappable thumbsticks. On this one, they give us a non-paired option. So these are a pair, and then we've got these two different types. This is a tall thumbstick. This is a short thumbstick. So a lot of people want to do something like that, or vice versa. So instead of giving complete sets, complete pairs, they've got that. Now, one thing I'm not quite sure about is this leather piece here. I am guessing that this leather piece is for shipping purposes, to protect it from these poking spots, which will obviously attach to the controller here to charge it. I'm guessing that that's stopping it from, if it's not resting in here docked perfectly and shaking around, I'm guessing it's stopping it from poking and denting that, and then this will be removed afterwards, but I'm not entirely sure. This piece here wasn't in any of the other unboxing videos that I saw, but we just got this controller in, and that's what it's got inside. Obviously it's going to stop the charging from happening. So yeah, I don't know. Before we get into the controllers themselves, let's go ahead and open up the boxes a little bit. Like I said, the material's a little bit different here. This is clearly heavier than this one. I guess because we've got this charging apparatus here with, everybody knows about the Usbc and that deal. Same spots for the paddles. That's pretty standard. All right, now we'll get into the boxes. Cardboard's a little different. I'm going to try and not focus too much on the packaging. It's something I pay attention to, but a lot of people don't really care. So this cardboard is a lot sturdier, a lot thicker, a little bit more of a gloss to it. So that's nice. This looks like our package that the USB comes in. It's directionally placed in there. It's like you can't put it in an upside down. So it's just gonna sit in there like that. How's the focusing going?
Good.
Okay. So pull out those. Let's open up this. I'm excited to see. Let's not break it. The USB-C. Okay, so Xbox USB-C cable, pretty nice, braided cord. Oh, and of course it doesn't come with batteries. Obviously this one comes with AA batteries. I was a little surprised that's all by itself, but that makes sense because the batteries are internal. So there's the batteries that come with that one. Let's check cord length. I believe this one is 12 feet long. Should really know that off the top of my head. Open this one up. And if I had to guess, I would guess that they're gonna be the same length. But let's see. Nope. So yeah, let's cut them in half. So yeah, identical length. Really nice USB cable, identical length as the Series 1. So we'll go ahead and set those aside. Look at what's inside here. So this one comes with a little instruction manual, and this piece is attached to the bottom. It's kind of a little bit of a design flaw because that piece of cardboard pokes up against the sides, and it makes it so sometimes this doesn't sit in there flushly. This one is sitting independently, so that's smart. Let's go ahead and open this. Looks like pretty standard instruction stuff. How to pair, blah, blah, blah. Ultimate Game Pass, probably a 14-day access pass, so that's that. So again, on the boxes here, this one's a little heftier, a little harder. It feels more rigid than this one. I've still got that attached up there. It's a single sticker to attach versus 2 on the back, 1 on the front on the Series 1. Okay, getting into the buttons themselves, that D-pad action feels like it's a little bit finer than the Series 1, so that's nice. A lot of people are talking about the guide button. So yeah, that's a hard button press. That's a much more wiggly on the silicone. Let me show you guys real quick how that works. So what's going on inside here is this is what's getting pushed. So what gives it that wiggly motion is this is pressing up against the circuit board, and that's why that's wiggly like that. Whereas that's a hard button. We're gonna take this sucker apart and see what's inside of it, so you can stick around for that. Here's a Series 1 controller on the D-pad, and I believe that hard button press motion that we're seeing on the new guide button is gonna be something like that. So it's also sitting against the circuit board, but it's this little bent up piece of metal, and that's what gives it that nice click. So I'm guessing it's going to be something like that. It's probably not a full like tack button, mechanical button, but we'll see when we take it apart and get on the inside of it. The triggers, or first let's look at the bumpers. So that's that's the Series 1 bumper. This is the Series 2 bumper. And if you look at the S controller, the 3rd gen controller, it looks like this bumper style is the same. You can see kind of the molding marks are like that. But if you listen, there's definitely a different sound. This has got a nicer clicky sound. That just might be due to how this sucker's built versus this one. But again, we'll see when we get on the inside of it. These buttons seem to be about the same. It's got a nice hard press to it. Now, Lana was saying in her video on the unboxing that the ABXY buttons seem to be a lot fresher. I'll just do a little side by side here. So that's that one. That's that one. They seem to be about the same to me. If I had to guess, they're going to be pretty similar, but the circuit board, I'm pretty sure inside this one is going to be setting different. So they might be a little bit different, but I don't know that they're significantly different. Pull off the D-pad. This has got like also this nice blacked out look, right? Instead of the silver and black, it's just all black, which I like that. I think that's sexy. So we'll pull off the D-pad. Look at that. Oh, and the paddles. Well, let's look at the triggers. So this has got the 3-point trigger stop, as I'm sure everyone knows. There's the long pull. Long pull on this one. On the Series 1, there's a lot of slop in where the triggers go and how that trigger pull works. And I'm going to shorten the trigger stop. And then there's our short pull. On this one, I noticed that the trigger stop adjuster is a lot more clicky, a lot more positive, a lot more of a definite mechanism. At least it gives good feedback. Here's a short trigger pull. That almost feels too short for me. You still have the springiness, you know, the spring resistance of pulling the trigger, but it just doesn't give you much room to travel. So I don't know that I really like that. The middle seems to be right about right. Gives you some good travel, whereas going all the way out to the end, you're just, you know, you're pulling for days. So on this dude so far, I really like the middle setting. All right, looking at the paddles on the back here, that button clickiness also seems to be a little bit more positive and a little bit more definite than these. It seems like it has a shorter length of pull and less of a positive clickiness. I'm gonna grab I don't know. Whereas this one feels like it has a little longer length of pull and more of a clickiness, which that's nice. Comparing the paddles side by side, looks like the wing here isn't quite as long as it is on the Series 1. So that's nice. So instead of having all this info on a sticker in the back, including the serial number and everything, on the Series 2, it looks like this is all like printed on there, and then I'm guessing that's the serial number. I can actually check it here, compare it to the box. Yeah, so that's a serial number, and that's like a laser etching process. So all of this stuff is probably in a mold, and so it's on all of the controllers, and then that serial number right there is laser etched. So you got that versus this printed information on the back. I'm gonna look really close here quickly and see if they have that model number on there, which was 1797 or 1924. Okay, so it says model 1797. It says model 1797 on here. So this says 1924. Don't know what that is. Don't know if there's going to be a revision 2 of this coming out somehow. So I don't know what that 1924 is. But this printed on here says 1797. So maybe that model 1924, maybe that's, you know, yeah, like I said, revision 2. Who knows? So that's about all there is to show you guys as far as the outside. We are going to tear this sucker apart now and really see what's on the inside. So check that out in the next video. We're going to completely rip this up and see what's inside.